Hey guys, it's Cameroon and welcome back to another video. With the release of the mid-season update for Season 5, I thought it would be a good idea to give my current thoughts on the season so far. I did one of these for the first week of this season, and since there's been a couple of updates, balance patches, events, and more, I just want to talk about some Overwatch and get some discussion going on with how all of you are feeling about it too. So, let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with something good, and that's going to be the events so far. This includes Quest Watch and now the Summer Games 2023 event. I do want to mention that I'm referring to the game mode and challenges for Quest Watch, not the short little stories. Even though I personally like them, I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea though, and honestly I thought they should have been longer and had more dialogue in each chapter. But on a pure challenges and rewards and game modes, it's actually been quite good. Quest Watch had the first challenge to give out legacy credits so you could get a skin that you wanted, and the other challenges were fairly straightforward and gave out a decent amount of XP too. The Demon Lord mode was interesting, it had some fun moments to it, but it definitely wasn't the best mode ever. I do like that someone in the community made it though, because there's a lot of creative people who make awesome modes in the custom workshop, and to have them featured in the arcade opens up a lot of possibilities. Moving on to the Summer Games, Winston's Beach Volleyball is a nice little addition, and I hope to see more new modes come along with the existing events, whether that be for Winter Wonderland or any other one. Like for next year, we could even see a remix of the volleyball mode, where it's like Lucio Ball remix. There could be like 2 or 3 volleyballs constantly in rally and being scored to make the mode fast paced. And even with Lucio Ball being bugged right now, I'm still having a lot of fun playing that mode too. I feel like after Star Watch, the events can only get better, and these ones have been great. I do have one suggestion though, and that would be to add a repeatable challenge during events that rewards maybe more Battle Pass XP or even a little bit of legacy credits. I think it would be a good way to reward players and make events more enjoyable. Like make a challenge that requires you to win 10 or 20 games and it gives 100 credits. That's not too much. Basically, it's similar to Rocket League with their events, where you can get a Battle Pass level every time you win 20 games. I think it would be an awesome addition to Overwatch 2, and it could bolster the amount of players that play during the events. When players feel rewarded, they come back even after completing all the other challenges. Okay, it's time to move on from the events and talk about a minor gripe I have with the game, and that's the fact that the game still has no real sense of progression. Now I know they're adding a progression or a mastery system in the next season, but that's not this season. Trying to stay engaged with a game where you can't grind anything else besides ranked and the battle pass kinda sucks. If you've been around for a while, you'll know I've talked about this before, and it still bothers me. Even with the new system coming, I wish they would add account levels back. I really miss the borders. Like, taking away those small things may not seem big, but think about the on-fire system. They removed it, then they brought it back, because people like it, including myself. These are the things that made Overwatch Overwatch. When you can't grind for a cool border, or even skins, the game can get boring. I personally don't play much ranked at all, so after the battle pass, what do I really work towards? I love this game, and hopefully with the new system, I can showcase that time and effort I put into this game to other players. It's a cool thing to work towards. Now, the last major thing I want to talk about is the balance of this season. I'm just kind of conflicted about it, to be honest. On one side, you have CC slowly returning to the game, and then the other, Reinhardt gets a buff. It's been weird. Like, I appreciate them releasing a minor balance patch in between the beginning of the season and the mid-season. Things like that should always happen, and honestly, I'd be more willing to accept some of the crazier balance changes they make, because I would know that we're not going to deal with something too strong or too annoying for too long. More balance patches makes me happy, and I hope they continue to do that. However, then you get to some of their balance decisions, and you still want to question it. Like, take Zenyatta's Discord Orb. The main complaint I had, and I know many other players did too, was that you just put it on a tank, and it essentially removes 25% of their HP for no real good reason. The ability is almost instant, and it feels oppressive to play against as tank. So what did they do? They reduced the range that you can apply Discord Orb, and then the out-of-line sight thing is shorter too, but that's not the main point. But what role plays the closest to the other team? Is it DPS? Maybe a Tracer or Genji shows up every now and then. Or is it support? You better hope that's not the case. Or is it the tank, whose job is to create space and frontline majority of the time? Do you see where I'm going with this? If the tank plays closer and Zen can't reach as far, who are they going to target with Discord Orb? You guessed it, it's the tank. So the main problem still exists with Discord Orb. They could have made that percentage less on tank, just like Sleep Dart's duration. I don't know, 15% rather than 25? It's just a simple change. Then Zenyatta would still have that range to put on a Pharah or a Mercy. Tanks would feel less oppressed, and Zen can stay further away. There's other changes that are weird too, like Symmetra's shield build-up, but I'm not going to get into all of them. But regarding Symmetra, I personally never thought she was bad. She had her maps where she was a menace like Lijiang Tower, and also had maps where she wasn't that good. And honestly, that's okay in my opinion. Overall, I'm just hoping for more frequent balance updates at least. I want good changes too, but more would be a good start. And now I just have a couple of small things I want to quickly cover. No real depth to them, but just some things I'd like or dislike. First, the marketing for this game still seems very strange. They talked about Season 6 more than they talked about Season 5. Like, I get it, but you could build up hype a little later. Focus on the current season more. It kind of seems like they don't care about it. The mini-series, though, was cool. Second, the Overwatch League season being back from break is great. More Overwatch League streams means more tokens, which means more cool skins. A side note, I apologize for my pick'ems. This first week back has been crazy. Valiant beat the Gladiators. Who would have thought? And lastly, the battle pass was nice. I liked it, and it was the first one I actually bought. The theme and the skins are awesome, and I love the mythic skin so much. I even completed the battle pass a couple days ago, which is kind of crazy for me considering the last 2 seasons, I finished them in the last week or the last day. I guess you could say I'm enjoying the season. Anyways, this is my favorite season so far. Even with all the weird balance changes and other stuff that's happening with the game, this season's vibe has just been good. I'm having the most fun I've had playing this game since Overwatch 2 released in October. It definitely doesn't beat Overwatch 1, but if we're referring to only Overwatch 2, this is like prime Overwatch for me. And I'm gonna have to give this season a 9 out of 10 so far. I like it a lot. Now let me know how you are all feeling about Season 5 in the comments below. My opinion on the season isn't the only one, and I know some of you may disagree with it. So I'd love to hear why, because all of your opinions matter too. Of course, if you liked the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It means a lot to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it.